Hi guys, this is Rob from Iceboxauto here today. I'm just going to show you today's install, which is our HV5754 model. Now this is the addition to the RBT5754, which is the older series which used to go with the PX5 core board. Unfortunately the factories are running out of stock on the PX board, so they're basically just be coming to an end of the cycle with the factory until they put more money into the research and development of it. Like, I think the factory of that model is going to be sort of like, I don't know, going into the doldrums. So the difference is with the older series, you get this screen here, this panel, and you get this sort of section down here, down below. These are the original buttons of the car, so they're all going to still work, as you can see there. These two buttons here are dummy buttons. Now these can pop out if you've got the VXR button or the Sports Tourer button, which goes in there. Now on the older series you used to get a DVD player, which was a big metal CD type box which went behind this section here. So where you put your discs in down below, we used to put a like for like box behind there, so it allows you to put DVDs in. Now the disadvantage with this unit over the old one is basically all these buttons down here, even though they will work, because you're moving the old hardware of the old system, then obviously this has got its own operating system. You tend to find a lot of these buttons down here will basically be pretty much either do something or they're not going to correspond with the radio. So for example, if I press the radio band one, you see that the radio's not coming up here. You do have to do touchscreen. So that is a bit of a disadvantage at the moment, which I'd like to let you know. Now obviously sometimes we get a lot of questions, we do a lot of questions, not sometimes, but it's regarding the car's computer information, what you get over. So what I'm going to show you in a minute of what it's got on the car's computer information, because a lot of people say, has it got this, has it got that, and we have to go away and check. But a lot of people say, does it work with the car's all computer settings, information menu settings, and we can't answer them sorts of questions, because we might say yeah, and you might be missing one option out what you're used to. So what we tend to do is just show you on the video what it's got, and then obviously you can make your own judgment whether it's for your car or not. So I'm just going to give you a little rundown of what the system looks like, what it's got. This is the main home page. You can change that. There's a little skin app in the background with a password. You can change these menu setups, so you can change that if you want, if it's not your style. But with having the black dash and stuff like that, it does look a bit classy, that side of the interface. So it's got its own app there to show you information on these. Now what tends to happen there, the buttons right down below, which is all your heater buttons, your heated seats, your AC, your windscreen, heaters, and all them will still work there. It's not just functional. When I was referring to the buttons before, it's this lower console which is just underneath your fingers. The ones further down, which is does your heating. So if I was to just put the heating up, you can see it's still showing on there. So if I do the temperature, as I can see, I can move it all there. I'm moving the dial down below, to be honest with you. So because all these buttons are still functional down below and you still use them as you would normally, the touchscreen doesn't work on this menu. Don't expect it to, because as I say, it's all, even though it will show that it's changing, you have to basically still use the buttons down below. Okay, next one I'm going to show you is the car info app, which is this one here. I'm just going to show you what the onboard computer information shows. I'm just going to slowly scroll down each one of them so you can see exactly what it's got. And that way, if you want to know if something on your existing screen comes onto here, then obviously just look at that one there. I'll go back one, just go to this one here. So they're just tick boxes there. Go into that one, go to base info. That just gives you a little bit of CAN bus information from the engine oil and stuff like that. Tyre information, TPMS. So obviously being on there, it does work with the original TPS of the car. But that's just on there. Let me just go back one. Air conditioner information, not much on there. On start set, I think this is the original Bluetooth for the car, to be honest with you, but we've never really used that before, so I wouldn't go on that one if you ask me. And that just takes you back to there. So that's pretty much what it's got at the moment. So go back to the home page here. There's your navigation. As built-in Google Maps. You can put your own maps of choice on there by downloading it on from the Play Store. That's just the Google Maps there. Here's your radio FM. Does work with the steering wheel controls, as you can't see me in the background. Looks like this, we haven't tuned it in yet, but it does work with the steering wheel controls. Let me just check on that one. I'll just lower it down, and also that one there, just lower it down for you. So that's that there. There's your Bluetooth, so it'll take all your phone calls through. It does have phone book support too. Video. So if you want to put your movies onto a pen drive, the system comes with two USB cables, where you can put one in for like the likes of DVR cameras and DAB radio, and another one will play movies. Let's see if there's anything on there. No, there's no dummy ones on there. Going to the application side, these are all the apps in the application center here. You've got aux there, which basically comes with a set of AV in leads, so you can link on some like TV boxes if you want. Bluetooth showed you calculated. This CarLink is your wireless CarPlay Android Auto app. It's not connected to the phone today, so we've got nothing to show yet, but it does play CarPlay or Android Auto. This one's MirrorLink. If you want to mirror your phone, but again, MirrorLink's becoming a thing of the past now, where you can just download the apps direct onto the system. Chrome, which is just an internet browser. This one is it's got a built-in DSP sound processor on here. So if you're into customizing all your outputs on your sound, that's a good little app to use. File Manager, a lot of people put the IPTV on that one there through that app. Gallery, which is just for photographs. Google Browser there, Google Maps. Music, again, going back to the video option before, where you can play your videos through it, you can play your music through it too. Just pressing that app there. Navi, again, operation guide, there's your online user guide. Play Store, so if you want to log into there, and that's where you download your apps direct onto. Just to show you how quick and responsive it is, this is the A-Core version product with it's got 464 gig of RAM on it, so as you can see it's really quick and responsive. Here's your radio app. This vehicle settings, settings takes you into the back-end Android settings, which is just customize your Wi-Fi, SIM card info, device, display sound, GPS, general, factory user system. YouTube, probably watching this video on it. This is a little bit of a bugbear, this, so that touch thing assistant is a little icon that pops up on your screen, just switch off. Vehicle settings, video player, and voice search, which is a Google search option there anyway. Yeah, okay, hope you liked the video, guys. I'm going to bring it to an end, and if you got any questions, give us a shout. We'll put the link down below in the description, all our contact details, and we hope to see you soon. Take care, bye bye.